I don't remember any of it.
You don't remember?
For you, the day bison graced your village was the most important day of your life. But for me, it was Tuesday.
Welcome to the Rated G for Gamers podcast, episode 120. Just a quick reminder before we start that you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google+, YouTube, and Vero at Rated G for Gamers. You can always email us at info@ratedgforgamers.com. We appreciate all the love. I'm your host, Dave Rotino. This is my co-host, Dan. I can't wait for E3, Robinson.
What's going on, man?
Oh, we got a great show today. I am so very excited.
It's our E3
You know
special. E3 special.
E3 special with special guest, a Cartridge gamer of Instagram and YouTube fame. He will be on later in the show. We are excited to have him here. We're going to be going over our E3 predictions. So sit tight for that.
But Dave, as we always
ahead.
try to start the show, but epically fail, but not today. What have you been playing?
Getting right into it, baby. Big show. No time to waste. No fat. It's all lean protein. I am playing God of War 4 on PS4.
Still playing God of War? You didn't
Big
beat
game,
God of
man.
War yet?
I'm sorry. I am a grown man. I'm a GMG. I'm a grown man gamer, right? I'm taking a page out of the Dan Robinson playbook. All right. I got women in my life who want to see me. I got friends who want to hang out. I got you that's been bugging me to play A Way Out. All right. So I need to budget my time accordingly. All right. I only have so much time for God of War. All right?
What you need to do is beat the game. Just beat the game.
What do you think I'm trying to do? I'm trying to beat the game.
Game's awesome. Just beat the game.
The game is fantastic. Besides God of War, we are playing A Way Out together, which is also fantastic.
That game is awesome. And
yeah, it's good.
And just because I know Dave loves it so much, I've been playing A Way Out with Dave on my big Duke controller from Hyperkin.
I don't know why you love it so much.
You can't play A Way Out. You just can't play A Way Out without the Duke.
You can. I am using the Xbox One controller, which is very comfy.
I love playing with the Duke controller. I love seeing like the old.
You were a man on an island, population 1, who loves the Duke controller.
It's many Xbox fans, true Xbox fans. Okay, not like you, bandwagon.
All right, find me someone
people.
besides yourself who likes the Duke controller. All right, because I know nobody.
Boom Night of Instagram. She loves the Duke controller.
Boom Night of
too.
Instagram. All right.
All right.
I'm sorry. You're never gonna convince me that the Duke controller is good. You will never convince me.
You just have to have it in your
hands.
hands. It's been so long. You put it in your hands.
I have a bunch of old school Xbox controllers. They are massive.
You just
They're
haven't
like
played.
the size
You
of
just
my
haven't.
heart.
I'm gonna get you a Hyperkin Duke controller so you can have it in your hands and play on modern consoles, and you'll love it.
I mean, if you want to give me a Duke controller, I will proudly display that, but it'll be a showpiece and not a usable controller in my house.
You know what? If I get it for you, you have to play Tekken 7 and beat the game.
I'm gonna regretfully pass on your gift. I'm sorry.
You love Tekken 7, and
I love Tekken 7.
I'm trying to get you to love the Duke controller.
Nah, it's never gonna happen. I am also playing Wild Arms Reloaded on the Switch. Right, I got all 3 consoles going.
Good game.
I know, it's fantastic. Very, very hard. And I've also been reading. This is something new.
You read?
This is something new. I almost never read. True story.
You can read?
I picked up a little bit ago Console Wars, which is a great book about the history of Nintendo and Sega through the 80s and the 90s when they were kind of going like back and forth. It's got a foreword by Seth Rogen, right? The actor and producer and writer and whatnot. They've been trying to turn it into a movie for the longest, and I really hope that happens because it's such a good story.
But how could they make that into like a real compelling movie, like a documentary type of movie? Because we've already have those.
No, it'd be like telling the history of like, well, here's what happened when they were trying to get the Genesis out, right? And here's what Nintendo was doing when they were trying to launch the Nintendo, right? And then like, they'll have like a big meeting at CES because like E3 didn't come out yet. Like, trust me, there is a lot of good meat on the bone, Just like think about all the big things. Think about when like Sonic came out. Think about when they tried to launch the Saturn, and they're like, oh, it's going to be $400, and then Sony had their press conference, and they came out, and it was like $299, and that was their whole entire press conference. They're like, we were $100 cheaper than the Saturn, and they fucking crushed them. I mean, there's like so many good pieces of history.
I just don't know how it can actually be like a compelling movie. Like, will he be in it?
What's that?
Like, will he be in the movie? Do you want to
maybe? I mean, there's certainly like there's certainly a good like 10 to 20 key players in like on both Nintendo and Sega side, as well as people like Trip Hawkins of like EA fame, who went on to make the 3DO, and like all the guys from Sony. There's like a ton of people. Yeah.
All right.
They could do it, most definitely. There was a lot of good meat there.
Well, you already know. Again, we've been playing a way out together.
Mm-hmm.
I've been, my pickups sort of align with what I've been playing.
Mm-hmm.
I've been playing Detroit Become Human. Nice. I'm like, at the end, I think of that. Yeah. Great game, compelling game. Like,
are you gonna go back through it again and try and do all the different story paths?
I just have such a big backlog. Probably not.
Yeah.
every time, because they break it up into like 10, 15 minute, like, little short stories here and there, right? Like every 10, 15 minutes, you go from this story you jump to the next story, because it's 3 different protagonists. Every time I make a wrong move and I'm like, nah, that's not what I want. I want them to trust me. Yeah, that's the wrong move. Mm-hmm. I'll like go back to the beginning and do it over again. Mm-hmm. So in a way, I've sort of seen what can happen if you choose like a different path, but I'm not probably not. That's not my jam. I'm not gonna go back and do it all over again. I got such a big backlog. I can't do it. I've been playing Mario Tennis Aces on the Switch. The demo's out. Well, it was out.
Oh yeah. I forgot to put that on the mix too. Yeah, I played I played a couple rounds of that too. Pretty good, right?
Oh yeah, that was pretty fantastic. Mm-hmm. Trying to do the trick plays on the Switch because I pulled a Dave Rotino. I've been playing it handheld. I didn't play with the Pro Controller.
Yeah, baby, that's the only way to play in my book. Come on now.
Your book needs another chapter. I can't get the trick controls right. Like I need a Pro Controller to try to get like the trick controls right. But if I got to be honest, when they announced Mario Tennis Aces, I was like, that's nice, right? It's coming out around like after E3, like 2 weeks after E3.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's nice. That's cute, right?
That's good.
After playing the demo, I actually want to buy the game. I'm going to buy the game.
Of course you're going to buy the game. Mr. I buy everything. I knew you were going to buy the game.
You know what? You should just change my name. Dan buys everything Robinson.
Yeah, right. Dan, I'll take 2 Robinson.
Whoa. I'm a collector. I can't get 2 of everything.
That's right. It's all right. You have to keep one sealed and you have to open one.
Well, first of all, I am not a sealed collector. Like, I will open it. I'm sorry. Like, games were made to be played, not sealed.
Exactly. That's why you get 2.
I don't want to. No, that's not. You of all people know that's not me.
I know.
I can't stand that.
I know.
I've been playing a little bit of Owlboy. I picked that up this week for the Switch. I haven't played a lot of it, so I can't give you an opinion on that game yet. And honestly, the only reason I haven't been playing it is because I was like, I got to play Mario Tennis Aces while I still can. Right? So I play a lot of Mario Tennis Aces. Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection. I got it for the Xbox One. Now, I know I like playing my fighting games on my my PlayStation console, but I have Street Fighter 5 for PlayStation. I have the Street Fighter, Last Challengers, or whatever it's called for my Switch.
Yep.
So I figured I'll buy it for the Xbox One.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I really like the Xbox controller for fighting games. Like, I'm so used to the PlayStation controller for fighting games.
PlayStation 1 is definitely better, I think, in that respect.
These are the arcade versions. I've played Street Fighter 1 for the first time, and boy, is it horrible. It is horrible. It's like playing an Atari game, Atari Jaguar game. It is horrible.
Oh yeah, no. I saw it one time in the arcade, and I was like, I mean, because like it says Street Fighter 2, right? When that game came out, you knew there was a first one, but you never thought about it, or like, I wonder where the first Street Fighter is. And I saw it one time. I was like, this is terrible. I knew like right off the bat. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. So, I played like 1, 2. I played 1, 2, and 3. Sort of like the arcade mode. It's the arcade game. You can't change the difficulty settings. At least I don't think you can. As I was going through the options, I didn't see it. Maybe I missed it.
If it's arcade perfect, probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah.
I gotta say, Street Fighter 2, tough. Street Fighter 3, I made it sort of further out. I did pretty good when I was playing Street Fighter 3. Mm-hmm. I never played Street Fighter 3. Funny enough,
Street Fighter 3 is classic, man.
Yeah, I own it. I just never played it.
Mm-hmm.
I never got a chance to play it. Sega Genesis classics for Xbox One. Mm-hmm. Also, I picked that up. Pretty good. I gotta say, Rise Star. That was the first game. Like I own it, but I haven't, dusted off the Genesis to play it. Mm-hmm. Try to play it. I understand why they never made a sequel.
That's tough, huh?
I just the whole mechanic of using your arms, and I made it to a stage where I'm like, what the hell do I do? I'm stuck.
Yeah.
Frustrating. It was very frustrating. Mm-hmm. Not a fan. I thought I would be a fan of Rise Star. Not a fan of Rise Star. I will give it another chance though. And I also picked up Runner 3 for the Switch.
The Switch. Oh yeah.
Yeah. People have been raving about this game, and I was like, you know what? I got to pick this up. But I have not been playing it. Yeah, I've been playing. My weekend was dominated by Mario Tennis Aces.
Yeah. I mean, Tennis Aces is gonna do fantastic. It's gonna have the online play and all that, the matchmaking and all that stuff. The online tournament modes and whatnot. I mean, the controls are like solid. The graphics are great. Lots of new mechanics in there. I think it's gonna be a pun intended smash hit.
Pun intended. Sorry. Yeah, you just had to.
I did.
All right, let's not take a break. We're gonna do something different this week. Let's switch it up. Let's just head into the news. Let's get into our top 10 gaming news of last week.
Let's do it.
I have to be honest. I did not think we would even have top 10 gaming news this week because E3 is coming up.
Yeah. Everyone was like, "Oh, you got an announcement? No, I got an announcement. No, I got a bigger announcement." Just massive announcements this week.
So we thought we would cut this segment, but it turns out we can't. So many announcements came out. So
we have to talk about it.
All right, let's get into the news.
Mm-hmm.
So Atari's back in the news, and boy, they're back in a big way. I mean, we've made fun of their Indiegogo campaign to bring back the Atari, the Atari box, and then now the Atari, was it VCS?
Mm-hmm.
I did not back it on Indiegogo, but God, a lot of people did.
I'm wondering where these people came from because you and me were both like, $300, Nope.
Well, you know what? I think they had like sort of like an Indiegogo Kickstarter goal of like 200,000 or something like that, and they got 2 million
in a day.
In a day.
That's the important bit. In one day.
Well, you know what? We underestimated how many people that are older than us, right? That probably love the Atari, like we love the NES and Super NES.
Well,
maybe
sure,
they're the
but
ones
I mean,
that
would you pay $300 for an NES Mini?
If it disappeared for like 20 years and no one cared about it, probably.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna pay $300 for an NES Mini. I can just emulate all those games. You're really just paying for the plastic shell at that point, which I think is what this is.
Come on, don't you want that 4K centipede?
I mean, I can get it all on my computer in 4K. It's fine,
Don't Don't you want the HDR asteroids?
I mean, yeah, it's just I don't know. The outer shell looks amazing. What it's gonna offer beyond a really cool shell is really I don't know. Like, and yes, the NES Mini is just a bunch of games on like an SD card, inside a chip that emulates the Nintendo, right? That's essentially all it is, with a nice little UI and whatnot, right? But that's only $80 or $60 or whatever it is, right? This is $300, and who knows how many pack-in games you get,
Well, no. So you do get you actually get a few games. You get more than 100 Atari games, and it's called the Atari Vault.
Okay. So this is definitely some new news that like shook out from that, which I mean, that's kind of cool that it comes preloaded with all those games. Still not enough for me.
Well, funny enough, you can get a similar collection of those games for $10 on Steam.
And I'll be more than happy to play it on my PC with an Xbox controller.
Well, the funny thing is, you pay $300 and you don't get a controller. You have to buy it. You have to buy a controller for $50 on the side.
Ugh. Yeah. Like, needless to say, this is not for us. I don't know who this is for. It's definitely for somebody. I mean,
speak for yourself. You know what? My interest has now been piqued. $2 million in the first day. I got to tell you, that means this thing is really coming out. Because on Indiegogo, you don't need a working prototype. So that means this is really going to come out. $2 million, right? They smashed. They not only smashed, pun intended, smashed their goal, right? Like they destroyed it. They threw it out the pasture.
Right.
I am in. This is coming out next year. I am in. I am in.
You're gonna spend $300 on this?
No. I'm about a cheaper version.
Oh, well, for what, like $250?
I'm about a cheaper version. I think it's $220. I think it's $229. $229. I'll buy the cheaper version.
It's it's a little better. $229 plus the controller, which is going to bring you up to like $280.
No, it comes with the joystick.
Oh, yeah, which is good, just good for Atari games.
I doubt I'll be playing Call of Duty on this. I doubt. Well, funny enough, I doubt I'll be playing Call of Duty on any system since they got rid of the story campaign. So.
I know, but so I don't know. We'll see.
I am in. I am now a believer. Dan Robinson is a believer now.
Wow.
I went from this went from being like a joke to something that my interest is now peaked. I'll be watching this.
All right. I'll be coming over to your place to play some Breakout. I'll tell you that.
Listen, man, I told you, man. Anytime you want to play Centipede in 4K, just come over.
That's right. Put it on the big 60-inch. Yeah, this was worth the $229.
Now all right, we're gonna get into our picks later in the combo when we talk to the Cartridge Gamer. However, some big Nintendo leaks did come up this week, which we're surprised. Well, not surprising because it's E3 week, so of course people have to leak stuff and none of us gamers can be surprised, right?
No, it wouldn't be an E3 if things weren't spoiled early.
I know. So sort of like in a document that looks official. It looks official, got leaked online that shows off a bunch of games that Nintendo will be showing off at E3. And the two games that stand out are Dragon Ball FighterZ with a Z. Everyone keeps saying Dragon Ball FighterZ Z. It's Fighters with a Z, no S.
Yeah.
And Fortnite.
Yep.
Ooh. With the explosion. Put the explosion on. Like, Fortnite is actually coming to the Switch. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Among other things, I mean, also listed here, Monster Hunter, the new Monster Hunter, which we knew was a thing. Mario Tennis, which we knew was a thing. FIFA 19, not too surprising. Killer Queen Black, which is interesting.
Could that be a new first party game? No.
Possibly. It feels a little Suda 51-ish. I don't know.
Retro Studios been working on this game, right?
Could be a Retro Studios game.
Horror game.
Yeah. Starlink, which is
battle for Atlas.
Right. And Padawans, which is a kind of a Fortnite Overwatch clone, I think. So, it's been out on PC for a little while, so that's also coming to the Switch too. And Overcooked 2, the smash hit game where you're a line cook. They're making a sequel, and it's definitely coming to the Switch. So good on that.
Well, Dragon Ball FighterZ, I think, sort of is coming out. I honestly think it's coming out too late. I like the game. I got a PS4. It was cool. I think I'm past it. Right? Like I haven't finished the whole story mode.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm past it. I'm not buying this one on
Well,
Switch.
no, you have it already though. Like it is legit the same game. I don't think they're gonna add anything new to it. But for people who just own the Switch and love Dragon Ball, which is a large cross section of people, I don't own the game. I may end up picking it up on the Switch. Play it on the go and whatnot. It's a big win for Nintendo, I guess, right? I think that's the takeaway.
And Fortnite. I mean, that's the big thing. I mean, I just can't. I mean, Fortnite is huge, and we're going to talk about Fortnite later in the news. But this is a big get for Nintendo, right? I mean, listen. Well, you know what? If cell phones can have Fortnite, I think the Switch can run Fortnite. Right?
Yeah, seriously.
It just makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, let's get into our lead story, and the reason why we even said we would even do stories. Because this came out early in the week and it just blew people away.
Mm-hmm.
All the leaks were true. They officially announced it. It's coming this fall. Pokemon, let's go. It is a let's go Pokemon game. It's not a mainline game. It's a side game.
Right.
But it's still 2 Pokemon games that are not coming to 3DS.
Nope.
But they're coming to the Switch.
Nope.
Let's go Pikachu, Eevee, and let's go Pokemon Eevee and let's go Pokemon Pikachu.
Right. So in the grand tradition of Pokemon games, always got to have 2 versions, right? Everyone's going to buy both versions because they're kind of different. The
full $60 games too, by the way.
Right. So that's like $120, but everyone's going to go blow. They're calling it a remake of Pokemon Yellow, right? Which was after, I guess, Red and Blue or Red and Green or whatever. After the first 2 came the Pokemon Yellow. You could have Pikachu as your starter and a couple other things that were slightly different about it. So this is, essentially it seems like it's going to be a remake, right? It's got the original 151 Pokemon from Gen 1. So I'm assuming they're going to have all the Gen 1 stats and abilities and whatnot. Everything that was in the original game is going to be in this one, just now with a nice fresh coat of paint on the outside, right?
Yeah, that's true. And
so,
I mean, it's going to have integration with Pokemon Go.
Yeah. So, there's that. I mean, this is technically a mainline Pokemon game, but a remake of an old Pokemon game. So, there you go.
Now, in all fairness, in full disclosure, wrong term. Full disclosure, I don't think both of us, we're not big Pokemon fans.
Oh, no, not in the least. Like, I have nothing against it. I honestly haven't played a Pokemon game. I haven't really played a Pokemon game.
Does Pokken Tournament count?
Pokken Tournament is a fighting game with Pokemon characters. That is not a Pokemon game.
I've played a lot of Pokken Tournament in the Wii U and the Switch.
Because it's awesome, taking a little Pikachu around and beating people up. I'm 100% on board for that.
Charizard. Pretty crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Charizard. I worked my Charizard up, man. You crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it will have integration with Let's Go Pokemon. Well, Let's Go. Let's Go.
With Pokemon Go, yeah.
Pokemon Go. You will be able, I think, to transfer Pokemon that you've captured and stuff and transfer it into the game. It's not like you're throwing a Joy-Con outside trying to catch a Pokemon. No.
Right.
I think once you transfer it, it's over. Like that's it. Like you can't.
It's a one time. Yeah, it's a one time, one way transfer.
Don't quote me on that. I think I was listening to some Pokemon fanatics talk about it,
Mm-hmm.
right? And we'll get more details hopefully at E3. But I think that's a one-time thing for certain Pokemon, special
Right.
Pokemon.
Yeah, probably like the legendaries and whatnot. And
Yeah, and they actually have the Pokeball that you can use in the game, and you'll have the Pokeball and it feel like there's a Pokemon in it.
oh, right, because they'll do all the rumbling and all that. Yeah,
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's kind of awesome.
I gotta say, listen, 10-year-old me would go crazy over this.
Mm-hmm.
36-year-old me, because it was my birthday last week. This is, it was my birthday last week. Well, this week,
Happy
actually.
belated Dan Robinson.
Oh, thank you. It is E3 special, and it's Dan Robinson birthday special. But 36-year-old me, not a big fan.
Yeah, same. 37-year-old Dave, also not a fan.
Oh well, maybe I'll pull it. Maybe depending on how I feel, maybe I'll buy it. Let's Go Pikachu.
Oh, you're gonna own it. I guarantee that you will not play it.
I'll play it. I'll play if I buy it. I'm gonna play it.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll test it out.
All right.
All right. Let's go on to another leak that was made official. Everything is just being spoiled for us this week.
Well, it was a teaser turned into a trailer. Yeah.
It was a teaser turned into a leak, turned into a trailer.
Right.
Team Sonic Racing, it's a real thing. It's coming.
Yep. We have had Sonic Racing games before. We have a Sonic kart racer this time around. You know, he's been on like hoverboards and snowboards, and he's run around on his own 2 feet. Now we have a legit Mario Kart clone kart racer coming out. I think what is it, this year?
It's supposed to be coming out this year, and it's coming out for PC, PS4, Switch, and Xbox One. We'll get more details at E3.
Across the board, we're gonna get some crossplay in there, maybe. You know,
well, it focuses on team-based races, and teams will be able to compete up to 12 players. And Sega promises online multiplayer and local co-op with 4-player split screen.
So essentially, everything a Mario Kart has.
I'll be playing this, and you know what? I will be playing this on the Switch when it comes out. Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll get a physical version. They'll come out on the Switch. I will be buying this on the Switch.
This I wouldn't doubt would be getting a physical release. Yeah,
I'm definitely buying this on the Switch. I'll put it next to my Mario Kart series. Right. Something else that was also leaked that has been confirmed true. We heard about that Lego game with DC Supervillains, and it's true. It's you'd be able to do Lego game. It'll let you team up with Joker, Harley Quinn, and other DC bad guys.
Lego DC Supervillains.
Obviously, they were in development. They were developing this game when Suicide Squad came out because they thought Suicide Squad would be a thing. And I gotta say, I'm the most optimistic person. Like, I will look at something and see the good in it. Like, I saw the good in Batman v Superman, the extended version that was like 20 hours long.
A little bit better than the original cut. Yeah,
I saw nothing good about Suicide Squad. Even I thought Suicide Squad.
Well, I still haven't seen it, so you know.
I thought Suicide Squad sucked. I'm sorry.
And so did everybody else in the world. I mean, I think it's down near like 20% on Rotten Tomatoes. So nobody disagrees.
No. But all seriousness, if I think it sucks, it really sucks, because I find the good in everything, right? You'll be like, this thing is trash. I'm like, no, it's not trash, because it got some good qualities. You'll brush it off, polish it up a little bit. No, it's still good. No, still good. No, this is trash. This is trash. Like that.
Yeah, trash on the Dave scale, right.
Oh man, I don't even think it's on the Dave scale.
Oh, it doesn't even chart.
I can't even put it on trash. Folks. Trash is called trash. Trash is calling it a good movie. I'm glad I didn't go to the movies to see this garbage.
You hear that, Zach? You hear that, Zack Snyder?
That's the dance. That's the dance scale. That's the dance scale. Hot garbage. Well, hopefully the game is better than the movie.
Well, like the Lego games are always good. They're a little bit more kid friendly, a little bit easier and whatnot, but they're always a good time.
Well, this is coming out October 16th.
Mhm.
It's coming out in the middle of. I mean, that's you want to talk about Suicide Squad? That's Suicide Month. I mean, that is
Mhm.
Red Dead, Call of Duty, and Battlefield.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
That
All I gotta
is
say is good luck.
good luck. Good luck with
Mhm.
that. So that listen, you know what? Again, if the game's good, all Lego games seem to be good. It probably will be good. But
Mhm.
just give it a fair shake. Don't hate the movie and probably hate the game. Right?
Mhm.
Try to give it a fair shake.
Mhm.
I know I will. Uh, let's go to the next leak that was confirmed.
Yeah.
I mean, when Walmart sort of leaked games, there was like an untitled Assassin's Creed game that was leaked.
Mhm. Mhm.
They confirmed there's going to be an Assassin's Creed Odyssey, right?
Yep.
Is going to be set with ancient Greece.
Mhm. Oh, it's not
And
going to be in the Mushroom Kingdom.
since it's Odyssey, Mario, Luigi, and Princess Peach will be in the background.
There'll be unlockable cameo characters. I see.
Yeah. Do you think? Well, we hear they pretty much confirmed that the next Assassin's Creed game is Assassin's Creed Odyssey. We'll hear
Mhm.
more about it at E3, but do you think this is a game that's going to come out this year?
Well, based on Ubisoft's previous statements, where they were putting out Assassin's Creeds basically every year, and people were getting fatigued by them. I mean, I think they said that they wanted to parse these out, right? To do them like every 2 years, maybe, like mix up the franchises a little bit, put a little space between them. You know, maybe this year is going to be another Watchdog year. Maybe it's going to be, the year for the Division 2, right?
Well, if it's supposed to be every 2 year cycle, and we figured the Watch Dogs 3 would be out
Mm-hmm.
this year,
Mm-hmm.
right? Where we get an Assassin's Creed next year because we already
Right.
had Origins, and I thought Origins was pretty good. I thought
Origins
it
is
was better.
great, yeah.
I thought it was better than you thought it was when it initially came out.
I mean, it grew on me. Yeah, it grew on me.
I still go to it every now and then and do a mission, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
I'll tell you this though, I 100% think they're going to bring back that whole like learning history mode that they had in Origins, and they're definitely going to bring it to Odyssey, right? So you can like use it in the classroom as like a learning tool and walk around like realistic ancient Greece as much as they can build it out like that.
yeah. No, listen, I really like Origins, so hopefully Odyssey will, with the help with the addition of Mario in the background, will help this game sell.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
I gotta get all the moons.
Yeah.
I
this weird mismatch you have going on here. I don't think it's gonna happen.
I need to go back in time to get the moons.
Yeah, right. I got to travel to Carthage. I got to get those last 20 moons.
So we talked about it before. Bethesda's Rage 2 was also leaked in that Walmart leak. It is real. It's coming out.
Yep.
That's not the only thing Bethesda has coming out.
Yep.
They teased a Fallout game, and
oh my god,
we're getting a new Fallout game. We're getting Fallout 76.
It took. I mean, I told you about the live Twitch stream that was going on for like a whole entire day. They just had a screen up. They had a little bobblehead of the Pip-Boy sitting in the front. And they had a TV in the back with the little "Please stand by" with the Native American wearing the headdress and all that. And everyone was like, "What's going on? What is this? What are they going to be teasing and whatnot?" And turns out we got Fallout 76.
Now this is like predates like the original game, right?
This is apparently before the events of Fallout 1, which started in 2100, I think around that time. Right? And then Fallout 2 was like 80 years after that and whatnot. So this is going to be still after the big explosion, the big war with China and whatnot. The world's irradiated. The vaults have all been built and whatnot. So it will be after the war, but before the first Fallout, as far as I understand it.
Well, you were a big Fallout fan. Right.
Fallout is like legit one of my favorite franchises, but I like the older Fallout games a little more because they were a little more freeform. Like you could literally kill anybody in the game. You could kill the leader of your village who gives you the quest for the whole entire game. You can just go ahead and like beat him up if you want to. Now, granted, like everyone in the village is going to come after you because that's what the game is programmed to do, right? Because you can't just go around killing people. But you had that freedom. This game, I think, if all the reports are correct, is going to be more like a Sims type game. Right, where you get to build and manage a vault.
It would be like a Sims Online type game, right?
Right. Which is very interesting. Which is why it's not Fallout 5. So it's not going to be a
single player.
Yeah. It's not going to be a new Fallout game as like Fallout 4 was. But it does look interesting. I am definitely intrigued. We will. Guaranteed, we will be hearing more about this at E3.
So basically, this is a game not for me.
Well, I don't know. We'll see.
I wasn't a big Sims fan.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's for a certain type of person. It's very kind of build, manage, grow. That type of mechanic. So we'll see. I'm cautiously excited for this. Cautiously optimistic.
All right. Well, hopefully they'll have some other announcements for their E3 conference. They will be having a conference this year. So hopefully we'll hear more about Fallout 76. I bet you that's coming out, and Rage 2 and whatever else they have in the pipeline. So this was something. The next game is something that was sort of leaked by Sony accidentally, and then officially announced. So we knew we were getting a Mega Man 11 game. Mm-hmm. There were details that was coming out this year, but we didn't have a release date. However, this is coming out October 2nd.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I hope they do it in the old school style, the old Nintendo style, like 9 and 10 were.
Well, I just hope this comes out. I mean, this is physical release. Remember, I know Mega Man 10 was digital only.
Right.
I have the compilation disc, mm-hmm. But Mega Man 10 was still a digital code.
Right. Right. I think they had a special limited edition that was in an NES case for either 9 or 10 or maybe both of them. They sold out like super quick and whatnot, but I know there was that at least. This is probably going to be digital.
Wait. You mean when 10 came out? Wait, when 9 came out, you mean?
They may have had it for both, yeah.
No, I don't think there was a physical. I don't think there was a physical release for 10. 10
like a special edition.
Yeah, I don't think there was a special. I think 10 was always even a special edition. I think it was like maybe a statue. I don't think it was actually a physical release.
Well, I mean, I mean, you could buy an NES shaped cartridge, is what I mean. I don't know. I mean, maybe it was just 9, not 10. I remember for one of them. I think it was most definitely 9. Came in a cartridge, and then that had the CD inside, and I think maybe a soundtrack or whatever. So but that thing is very hard to find.
Well, the only thing that matters is 11 is coming out, and hopefully we should see if they're going to have a special edition. Maybe after the E3 that Capcom is releasing a special edition.
I bet they would do that. Yeah, I bet they would do that. Charge you like $100 for it and give you all this cool shit with it. But we'd be buying it. Let me tell you.
I know you would buy it. I know you would buy it by a heartbeat.
Yeah, man.
All right. No more leaks. That's it for the leaks.
That's it?
Next, That's it for the leaks. But I mean, just on a somber note, Microsoft they had a bunch of layoffs for Xbox support staff. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, they laid a bunch of people off in favor of volunteers.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on here. So this is like Microsoft support community, online media managers, I guess, and that type of stuff. You have an issue and you at Xbox support on Twitter and whatnot. People will get back to you and whatnot, right? Now it looks like they're firing all those people and hiring volunteers.
Well, they laid off around 12 or so people.
Mm-hmm.
But that's listen, that's bad in itself. But they had the 12 people they lay off train the volunteers that replaced them.
Yeah,
that's messed up. That's crazy.
Like, obviously they didn't tell these people that they're going to get canned. They said, hey, we have some new recruits. We need you guys to train them for the week or 2 weeks. And then they go, hey guys, sorry, you're gone. That's pretty effed up.
That's crazy.
That's pretty effed up. That's the right business move, right? It makes the most sense to do that, but it's still shitty, you know? And now, and now what? These are volunteers, right? You're going to have these little 20-year-old punks helping you out.
Whoa! You don't know how old these volunteers are. Maybe they're just people who want to get a foot in the door to Microsoft.
You think someone who's over the age of 25 is going to be able to afford living on their own? Not get
first
paid,
of all, you
work
it's
as a
not,
volunteer.
Whoa. We don't know if it's a full-time job or sort of like a part-time on the side thing. You know,
I mean, volunteer means no pay. Right?
Yeah, well, I didn't say they were getting paid, but as far as like you act like they're volunteering for 10 hours a day. I mean, it's something that could be a couple hours a day on the side because they want to get their foot in the door to Microsoft.
I mean, maybe, but
they're not even called volunteers. They're really called Xbox ambassadors.
Well, right, because that's like the fun name, you know. We're gonna be brand ambassadors or whatever. Like, sure, you know, maybe this will work out well in Microsoft's favor. I highly doubt it. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I guess.
And honestly, the way they made it seem is that they laid them off and then they trained them. So I don't think they trained them before they got laid off. I think they were laid off.
Jeez.
They were told that they were being laid off, and they had to train the people that were coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Which is even worse because you're training someone who's taking your job.
I know.
That's kind of crazy. All right, let's end the news with PUBG and Fortnite as they battle for that battle royale supremacy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you know, we knew this was coming, and it's official. PUBG Corp is filing a lawsuit against Epic Games and Fortnite. Yep. So I gotta say, I listen. I own PUBG on Xbox One.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna tell us how much you don't play PUBG? Because I think everybody by now knows this.
I don't play PUBG.
Okay, hey, breaking news. Dan Robinson does not play multiplayer games online.
I do not.
Of course.
I do not. So, I'm starting my year-long boycott of Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So here's the thing. Here's what I want to know. And you're in the law business and whatnot, right? You definitely know something. You know a lot more than I do. I'll tell you that.
The law business. That's the business that I'm in. The law.
Yeah. You know the field of law. Is that more appropriate?
The field of law.
You're in the field of law.
Well, listen, I don't do. I'm in the field of law. That's the most appropriate way to say it. Yeah, I'm in the field of law.
Okay.
I mean, listen. We knew that they've been battling for supremacy for that battle royale top spot, right? PUBG was they were nominated for Game of the Year.
I know, and it wasn't even out of beta yet.
It was still in early access,
right? So I mean, like these games
and then
have been
Fortnite came out of nowhere and dominates everyone's subconscious. I mean, it's on mainstream media, like people mainstream know Fortnite. Memorial Day celebration at my uncle's house. All the kids were playing Fortnite.
Fortnite's great, man. Like I play from time to time on the PC. The game is smooth. I like it better than PUBG. They are very much the same game, right? But you can't just copyright a game type. You can't copyright a free for all battle. Right? Because we've had that since the days of Doom. 4-man, 8-man, 16, 32, 64. Now it's gone to 100, free for all, running around a giant map, right? That's kind of pretty public domain, right? I think where some of the meat of the lawsuit comes in is in a lot of the items and the weapons and the things you can pick up are very similar between the two games, right? And I think I think PUBG's been around a bit longer than Fortnite has.
It
right?
has it.
You know, so they're like kind of first to market with this. They were the first one to get really big with the 100-man battle royale. You know, I think PUBG came out of like Arma 3, I think, where they kind of had some mods for it, but like, you know, PUBG was kind of really its own thing and you know, put together by a studio. They have patents on it and all that. And then Epic comes along with their Fortnite, and you know, it's like more than just like, oh, we also have a 100-man battle royale, you know. So like that's kind of the interesting bit. Like what I would assume would fall out of this is that Fortnite would have to modify their game slightly, you know, in terms of like the items and weapon pickups and like whatever else is like very, very similar to like PUBG in terms of like aesthetic, style, like gameplay attributes and whatnot, right? Because like if you have the same skins and character models and the same like types of machine guns and rifles and whatnot, like then it like starts to get in the clone territory, right? And then you're like, well, how is this game different than the other game, right? Like, well, you know, the underlying code is different and whatnot, right? But on like the surface, the game looks very similar. So, you know, I think that's where PUBG may win, you know.
The balls of PUBG. Listen, they're
balls of
running,
PUBG.
The PUBG, the game is running on Epic's engine.
That is true.
That is true. Unreal Engine 4. Like, yo,
that is true.
Let me tell you something. If PUBG wins, right? Let's just say, for argument's sake, they win their lawsuit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Epic is like, well, we'll pull our license when it expires. We'll pull it. We're not going to extend it to you.
Well,
They don't have. First of all, they don't have to extend.
I don't think the licenses work like that because you buy the license for your game, as I understand it. You know, you buy the license, you say, okay, it's going to be 10 grand, 20 grand, 100 grand, whatever it is to license out the engine for this game. And you get it for the run of that game, right? You know?
Well, again, I don't know what the, I don't know.
I mean, as far as I know, it's not like a time thing. It's not like, well, you have the license for X amount of years, right? Because what if it's like a single player game, right? Which you never have to go online for. Like,
yeah, but what
there
if
is no expiry.
But this isn't a single player game, so I would assume that the license is different than if you're doing it for a single player game.
I mean, the fact that it's online does change some things, but I don't think the scope of the game engine license.
Well, we don't know. We both don't know. That's the one thing we don't know what the deal is when they're licensing an engine for an online only game, like, you know.
I mean, if I had to put money on it, you buy the license for that particular game. If the makers of PUBG want to make another game, that's you can't necessarily reuse the same license unless it's in the agreement. You know, that's what I would assume.
What if they put? It's got to be a way. It's got to be an out for them to be able to pull the license. I mean,
sure. I'm sure there's things that they can't do with the game engine, right? There's definitely things that'll violate the terms, you know. How strict they are with that and you know, whatever else is like, I don't know, you know. But
well, listen, man, I know this from being, you know, working the legal field.
Uh-huh. Oh, that's what it is. Thank you for the help from before.
Is where there's a will, there's a way, and there's a legal loophole to get out of any contract.
Sure.
So if Epic really wanted to get out of that PUBG contract, I'm sure there's a way.
They could do it. Sure. So,
all right. Why don't we take a break? Mm-hmm. And when we come back, we'll get into our conversation with a Cartridge gamer and our E3 predictions.
All right, and we're back. We have a special guest, a Cartridge gamer of YouTube and Instagram fame. How you doing, man?
Great. Thanks for having me, guys.
Cartridge gamer. What would you like to be referred to? Should I call you Mr. Gamer, Mr. Cartridge? How would you like for us to refer to you as?
Well, Mr. Cartridge is my father, so you definitely can call him. My first name's Danny, so.
All right, we got two Dans on the show.
There we go.
The two Dans. Cartridge Gamer. How long have you've been on YouTube? I've watched your YouTube stuff. Some good stuff. Congratulations on the new house, by the way.
Thank you so much. It's been quite a thing. So
how long have you been on YouTube?
Well, technically, I mean, I think I've been on YouTube. My first video went up maybe 4 or 5 years ago, but it's pretty rudimentary stuff. Swing of the things, it's probably been about 3 years, I would say.
Gotcha.
Nice. Yeah, that's great. That's great. I mean, I know we kind of stumbled across you on Instagram, I guess many moons ago, and we're like, this guy's got an amazing collection. Like, definitely good stuff. And then we stumbled across the YouTube stuff that you've been doing, and it's all just great. Like, love all around.
Well, you love Game Boy, right? Like, just from your Instagram, you have a lot of different color Game Boys.
Yeah, it took me. I actually didn't grow up. Like, I always wanted a Game Boy Pocket or Game Boy Color. I went right from, Fat Game Boy to Game Boy Advance.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was a big point of, childhood jealousy for me. So, I tracked down, I've got the full American set, the base, 6 colors? And then one real hot piece of a Tokyo Center Japan, Pokemon Center Tokyo edition.
Is that with the Pikachu on it, or is that a different edition?
It has Pikachu, and then it's got the Johto starters on it, and it's like a silver gold mixed color. It's super cool.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, you got a lot of colors, man. I didn't even know they even came in that many colors.
Yeah. Well, I think that was part of the Play It Loud series, right? When they did I guess it was the Game Boy Pockets, and they came in like the raspberry and the lime and the orange, I think.
So there is a small bit of history. Play Aloud, I believe, does predate the colors because it's the DMGs, the fat ones, and the the pockets.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the more primary colors: the red, the green, the blue, the cool clear gray one.
Oh yeah. That was like a big thing in the '90s, right? Everything needs to be translucent.
Yeah, I'm hoping they bring it back. That's
right?
One of my dreams.
Get like a translucent Switch.
I'd be about
that.
Well, they had you could customize it and make those translucent Joy-Cons.
I'm too scared.
I don't want to mess with my Joy-Con.
Yeah, it costs too much, and I've heard the right Joy-Con's real hard to do. So.
Oh yeah, because it has that extra sensor in there, right? The camera.
It's got some sort of really delicate ribbon. So.
Oh, it's crazy.
I like it how you went to the Switch first. I want to see a translucent PS4 Pro.
I mean, sure.
That's what I want to see.
I do it in a heartbeat. They've been doing the controllers. They're like the throwback controllers to their 90s colors.
Oh,
I thought
yeah.
the Magic System's so quick.
So
That's good stuff.
I can't see Xbox doesn't do translucent. I want to see a PS4 translucent.
I'd be about that. So would you say the Game Boy is your favorite system to collect for?
I think it's been the most surprising because, I had it growing up, but I missed out on a lot of things. So discovering that, there's an amazing Ninja Gaiden, there's great Ninja Turtle games, there's a great, there's unpopular opinion, 2 really good Castlevanias on it. It's been the most surprising
Castlevania Adventure. Yes.
Yeah.
I love that game.
Both of them.
You love that game?
Castlevania. I mean, okay, the controls are a little bit sluggish, but
sluggish is the understatement.
But the game itself is slow. So
it is.
And I'll fist fight anybody. Battle of the Holy, the theme from the first level, is such a banger. It's worth your time so much.
Amazing soundtrack.
I'll give you the soundtrack. But playing the game, calling the game amazing, that game is terrible.
I will fight for it all day.
Yeah, see?
You know what?
We're in agreement over here.
Whatever. You guys can keep it. And on a Dave scale, it's just trash.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. The soundtrack can't save that game. I'm sorry. That game is trash.
Yeah. If you're unfamiliar with the Dave scale, it is a 4-point scale ranging from trash to fantastic.
What are the middle two?
There's and the low end and the high end. So,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm just saying Castlevania Adventure is an inexpensive game. It's probably more worth your time than you think it is. Castlevania The Revenge is actually really good, though.
But speaking of Castlevania, did you play that new Bloodstain game?
I was playing while I was waiting for this to start, actually. I
Nice.
think
How
I'm
you
at the end of it.
Because there are only 5 boards. Like, there are only 5 levels.
Yeah, but I think what I'm at is the final boss, and it is tough.
Yes. Yes. I lost. I died like maybe like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah,
And
I've
you
run
gotta
it.
get
I
the
think
rhythm.
I'm at it right now. It's a third time running through it, and there's a weird pattern to it, and I'm still working on it. But I think it's honestly like Shovel Knight level of throwback
Yeah.
in that it was like it. I'm gonna be bold here.
Mhm.
I think in terms of like throwback, it's like Shovel Knight and Sonic Mania, in just like it hits all the notes perfectly, and I want to keep playing it.
I just wish it was, this was sort of like a throwaway if they hit their Kickstarter goal. I wish it was like 10 levels.
Yes,
Maybe they'll make a
completely.
sequel.
I also didn't know it existed because I didn't back the Kickstarter. So when they announced it, it was like, "What the heck is this game?" All of a
Yeah,
sudden,
right. Got to download it on Steam.
What it sucks for people who backed it, right? Like, because it came out for sale, but people who backed it still didn't get their code yet.
Really?
Yeah, that kind of sucks. I think they only got the code for Steam, so like if you were waiting for a code for consoles, you didn't get it until like a week after it got like you could actually buy it.
That's a pretty big bummer.
Yeah.
So, but I'm waiting for the actual Bloodstain game, not the 2D one, but the new one that they're making. Hopefully, we get an actual announce date because I think it was supposed to come out later this year.
It's supposed to have been out, I think, but they're fairly ambitious. It's the the 2.5D and whatnot, and I think they don't want to have what Mighty Number 9 had, right? Which is like, we're gonna make a new Mega Man game that's not Mega Man, and it turned out not so good, So I think they want to make sure it's fantastic. So,
Do you think they delayed to 2019?
I don't know. They haven't announced anything yet, so
No, it was slated to come out this year.
Right. I mean, E3 is right around the corner, so we could definitely hear some announcements. There's been a lot of announcements this week that have come out in front of E3, which I thought was pretty surprising. Yeah.
Well, we weren't even supposed to do the news this week. It's supposed to be just E3 predictions, but we got so many news, so much news that came out. We had to talk about it earlier in the show. Mm-hmm. So, well, speaking of that, why don't we get into our E3 predictions? Mm-hmm. All right, let's see who's right or wrong. Now let's go over the rules. So there cannot be any ambiguity. You must be very specific in your prediction. You're either going to be right or wrong, because we're going to tally up the score on the show after E3 and see how many we got right and wrong. All right? Sounds good?
Yep.
All right. So you're the guest, and as we like to do all the guests, do you want to go first or do you want to go last?
I think I'll round it up. I'll be last.
Nice.
Okay.
All right. So I'll go first.
Okay.
Let's start with third party. Mm-hmm. So you know what? This one I was a little like, I didn't know what to predict. It can go either way with so many different third party. I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say they're going to announce Mortal Kombat 11. Mm-hmm. And it will come out for the Switch.
That is a bold claim right there.
I think we all liked, I don't know. Do you like fighting games?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Did you like Mortal Kombat 10?
I'm not a Mortal Kombat guy. I'm a Street Fighter.
Oh.
Yeah,
There it
I'm a
is.
Street Fighter, Guilty Gear kind of guy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Guilty Gear is great.
Did you
Big
get the
fan.
Street Fighter 30th anniversary?
I'm hopefully picking it up today.
Nice.
Been a
I
busy
have it
week,
for
but it looks like
Xbox.
a great package for $40.
I picked it up for Xbox. It is, I got to say, it's the arcade version. It is hard. You cannot change to easy. You can't change the difficulty settings. At least I can't find it if you can. Mm-hmm. And I played Street Fighter, the first one, for the first time, and it is bad.
So that's Street Fighter 1, yeah, not good.
So, but I loved Mortal Kombat 10. I think it's been some time since we had it. 2015, I think, when it came out? I think it's time that we get a Mortal Kombat 11.
I think that's a pretty good pick.
Thank you. Second, Dave is going to give me a lot of flack for this, and I stick by my pick. All right, and I'm curious to hear your thoughts on this. But since Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming out, I think we're going to get a Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 remaster. Same disc, PS4 and Xbox One. No Switch.
So,
Didn't
Dan,
we
I'm going to go
get
ahead and put you on blast right now.
already?
You forgot that they've already remastered Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. and Kingdom Hearts 1.5 and Kingdom Hearts 2.8, I think, are the two collections.
What is these weird numbers?
Look, I don't know. Kingdom Hearts is like all over the place. They have the most convoluted story. So to say that they're going to remaster them again and put them on the same disc, 1 and 2,
for Xbox.
I mean, that's the prediction right there. That's the prediction right there. Doubtful? I'd say it's very unlikely, considering, because I don't think we've seen. Well, we have seen Kingdom Hearts games on the 3DS and the DS, I think. So is possibly, but doubtful.
I think Xbox is 100% going to happen because Kingdom Hearts 3 is announced for Xbox. So that remaster, I think, will finally be on another system.
Yes. See?
All right.
I stand by my pick. It's mostly for Xbox. I'm hopeful for Switch.
Right. Well, all will be revealed within the next week or so.
Hopefully. Yeah, and knowing my luck, like at Gamescom is when they're going to announce it.
Yeah, right.
My last third-party pick, Beyond Good and Evil 2 will get a release window of 2019. Just a window. It may get delayed, but as far as E3, they're going to say coming 2019 sometime.
I'm with you on this. Last year, big bombshell, Ubisoft, making Beyond Good and Evil 2. So they are hard at work. This is like their flagship title right now, I think. All of their efforts are going into this game. Fan reception was huge. So I'll give you the 2019 window, and I would agree. I think they may have it out by like Christmas next year.
Listen, I don't know if they're actually going to come out next year because this may not. But I think they're going to do like a release window. That's all. I'll keep it at that.
Okay.
Did you play a cartridge game, or did you? Well, Dan, the second Dan, Dan number 2. Did you play Beyond Good and Evil, the first one?
Yeah, I never beat it. It was one of those before the GameCube became one of the craziest systems to collect for. It was one of the more expensive games for a while. So I snagged it, and I don't know, it's fun. I think it's. Sorry if it's a favorite. I think it's a little overrated.
Ooh, wow. Well, I gotta say, I missed it.
Fun, but
right.
And I think 2019 is fair. I think it actually may have been sooner than that, but Assassin's Creed Origin was a big success. So now Ubisoft is putting more weight back into Assassin's Creed with what's that Mario one, Odyssey, that they just announced for some reason.
Yeah, right. You figured they'd save that for E3, but they're like, nope, here it is.
Yeah, but wasn't that part of the Walmart leak, like a new Assassin's Creed game?
Oh, it may have been in there. I mean, Walmart basically spoiled everything for everybody.
Yeah, because everything has been right. Everything is correct. Everything, all those games are coming to fruition.
Yeah.
So, all right, those are my 3 picks. Dave, what are your predictions?
Okay.
Third party.
All right, I'm kicking it off with something that I think is going to be pretty tame. Bethesda to announce Elder Scrolls 6.
No way.
Really?
No way.
Do you remember when the last Elder Scrolls game came out?
2011?
Yes. Thank you, Dan. Dan 2011.
Dan number 2.
Yeah.
If they announce Skyrim for any other system, if they're it's going to be on your smart refrigerator or your microwave, I'm going to flip out. They have milked this for all it's worth. It is time to announce Elder Scrolls 6. It's been 7 years. Come on.
I think you'll get a Doom 2 before you get an Elder Scrolls 6.
Maybe they'll announce that too. They're a big studio. My second prediction, no news or new trailers or footage from the Final Fantasy VII remake.
Whoa. What? That's been, when did we get a teaser? 2014?
I think so. 2013, 2014. They've been teasing it for a long time.
I think you're wrong. I don't know. I'm conflicted on this. I really am. We haven't heard anything. Right? And there was some teaser that they were looking for someone to help out with development on this game. They posted a job posting a few months ago. I want to say you're wrong, but I can't disagree.
I hope I am. I am a huge Final Fantasy fan, let me tell you.
He is. No. He's understated. He's a huge Final Fantasy fan. and I give him flack for it all the time. I don't even want to tell you. I call it the triple F, and I don't even want to let you know what the third F stands for.
Dan, you can't see it right now, but on the bookshelf that we have in the office right here, it's basically filled with Final Fantasy figurines, like across the board.
Yeah, he's a huge Final Fantasy nerd.
So my third and final prediction, because we found out that Capcom is doing a remake of Resident Evil 2, we are going to get PSVR support on the PlayStation 4 version of the RE2 remake.
Yeah. I would say that's a 90% for sure. Like,
oh,
wow.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the Resident Evil 7 VR was a big surprise hit for them. So I think it's very, very likely.
I'm going to disagree with both of you.
Really? You think they're going to be like, nah, we don't have the budget for it. Nobody's going to want it.
I don't think that they're saying nobody's going to want it. I think they have the budget for it. Because remember, they're switching this. This is going to be like a over-the-shoulder camera now, right? Like that. And they're putting so much into this remake, I don't think they're going to do VR support.
Wow. Interesting.
I think there's a chance Sony might want to help them out on that.
Mm-hmm.
I think Sony wants the support, and like I said, Resident Evil 7 was a big deal in VR. So I think there's a chance there could be that second-party support to put that in.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe I'm going with my heart, because I hate spooky games, and I'm not playing this in VR, so I hope they don't do it.
I mean, we have to give you some context here. Dan played this game for maybe 10 to 15 minutes in VR before he threw the headset on. An hour? All right, fine, an hour.
Okay, I made it an hour.
Okay.
I'm not
that's
doing this crap.
Honestly. No, I just said an hour is pretty respectable. Resident Evil 7 is spooky.
Thank you. Thank you.
I ended up playing the whole entire game in VR. And there's a lot of chainsaws in there. I have a legit fear of chainsaws. And there were some parts that were really like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. It's just my heart was like pounding out my chest.
If you check our Instagram from last year when it released, I definitely posted all the jump scares that Dave had when he first started playing the game.
I knew what you were doing. It's fine.
I had to tell him, listen, it's okay. I'm here. I got you, man. It's okay. But yeah, I still disagree. I think I'm going with my heart. I hope not.
Okay.
I hope not.
All right. So
what are your predictions?
Okay, so I hope this isn't too telling of my Nintendo stuff, but a lot of my third-party stuff is tied directly into the Switch.
All right.
So mine's gonna be kind of split between the two. So I think, I think we're gonna get some kind of new big Final Fantasy news. I know it's more vague than usual, so I think it's either gonna be big Final Fantasy VII news or Final Fantasy 15 on the Switch in some way.
Wow.
Okay. I could get behind 15 on the Switch for sure.
I think there's a chance it could be the Pocket version or something like that.
Right. Something with like a little bit toned down graphics and whatnot, so it can kind of run at a decent frame rate, right?
Yeah. But I think Square is going to put out a big Final Fantasy news, and I think it's one of those two, and I can't decide.
Yeah, I would buy, if it came out for the Switch, I would buy it in a heartbeat, because then I'd be able to actually beat that game.
Yeah, I'd love to put a bunch of time into it, and if it's not on Switch or 3DS, I kind of have a hard time. So,
well, Dave is a big, handheld gamer,
right?
Like he uses the Switch primarily for handheld. He plays on the train, he plays in the park.
I'd say like 95% of my Switch playing is not in dock mode,
and I'm the opposite.
Oh yeah, no, Switch... I'm the same way, handheld all the way. I sometimes forget it's a console. But
listen, my Switch 90% of the time stays in the dock. I love playing with the Pro controller.
Oh, for sure.
So that's we definitely have that dynamic. I play it as a console. He plays it as a handheld. I will say, Final Fantasy 15 came out for the Switch. I probably won't buy it. I have it for Xbox. I got halfway through the game.
I mean, you enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. I did. That was my first. No, that was the second Final Fantasy game I've ever played in my life. I played Final Fantasy 7.
I'm trying to convert this guy.
I'm not an RPG guy. I'm sorry.
And what did you start with? You started with 7?
I started with 7 when it came out. Yes.
Okay. My recommendation was going to be 4, but
Oh, 4 solid. I'm actually.
Wait. Before you, I know where
Oh, no,
Dave's,
go
I know where
ahead.
Dave's going.
I don't think you do, but go ahead.
What's your favorite, Dan? What's your favorite Final Fantasy game of all time?
7 or 4.
Good picks. Good picks. 4 is fantastic. What I was gonna say, 6 is my favorite, which is where I think Dan thought I was gonna be going. 4 is probably my second favorite. But I was wondering if you played the Final Fantasy IV randomizer.
No.
Oh, it came out. I guess it's been out for a little while, but I just found out about it. So if you have the ROM, you can go to the site, patch it, and you get. I mean, your starting characters are randomized. The positions of all the characters are randomized. You can randomize all of the item locations, the key items, the bosses. You can turn off all random encounters. It's fantastic.
I mean, that sounds like a lot of fun. Could you get an end level boss at the beginning though? Like,
You still fight Zeramus at the end, and I think the default is that you fight bosses that are around your level.
okay.
But yeah, I mean, like, I fought some end level bosses like pretty early on. There was some like the optional stuff, and you go into this cave, and then you're like, oh, here's a giant black dragon, and you die from nuke or whatever.
Yeah, instantly.
Yeah. But I mean, it's really awesome. Yeah, it's worth a check.
So my next one is I hope I'm not being too vague for you guys here, but I think maybe it's just a dream. Tossing back to the GameCube era. I think EA is going to announce some kind of partnership with Nintendo. I think we'll get the sports games back on the Switch and maybe Battlefield.
Ooh. That's a pretty good prediction, I think, because like EA kind of stepping their toes in the water with FIFA, and they're like, will we, won't we? I think you're right. They do need to bring like all of their sports titles over and really make like a committed effort. So,
well, like if you remember on the GameCube, like what was that? NBA Street had the Mario team, and then SSX 3 on the GameCube had like Peach and stuff.
Yeah, that's right. So I mean, there is some precedent for that.
But EA they dipped their toe because they wanted to see how the Switch would sell, and the Switch is going bananas right now.
Right.
So I think that's a safe prediction. Just don't bring NBA Live to the Switch because NBA Live sucks. I'm sorry. I mean,
2K is the better version.
Yeah.
I got no comment on that. NBA Inside Drive 2004 was the last basketball game I played. So on the original Xbox.
Oh wow! All right.
Well, I'm a huge NBA like nut. Like I have every 2K NBA game like every year. I buy it every year, and I bought it for the Switch this year. All right, and I had to buy a memory card just to download that game, just for that game. There's a huge download, it was like 28 gigs.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, like it's not all in the cart. I had to download the rest of it.
Jeez.
Was it Tony Hawk 5?
So not a big Tony Hawk fan though.
Well, no, because Tony Hawk 5 wasn't a game. Remember? It only had like the training level, and then it was a huge download.
Oh right, you
had
to get the whole rest of the game.
I didn't know that. I played Tony Hawk 2. I'm gonna say 2, and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
And my aunt got that for my birthday a long time ago, and she was just like, everyone loves skateboarding. I'm like, yeah, I've been better off if you'd have brought me Madden or something, or even FIFA because I love soccer.
So real exact one. Spyro is coming to Switch. That's my last third party.
That's a safe pick. That's a safe pick. I can see that coming.
That's solid. Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't announced it yet. But
I'm probably gonna wait for E3.
So that's my safest pitch on this for third party.
Gotcha. All right, let's move on to Sony. Now they sort of said that they're gonna show the major 4 games, right? The 4 major first party games that are coming out, and that's what they're gonna focus on. But I think we're gonna get some surprises. All right, I'm gonna give you my safe bet. I think we're gonna get a Bloodborne 2 announcement.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I wasn't a fan of Bloodborne. I don't like the Souls games. Not a Souls games guy. Dying 50,000 times in the first level isn't fun for me.
I still can't get past the first boss. So, you know.
Yeah, so I'm not a big Bloodborne fan. I don't see the appeal, but that neither here or there. I think Bloodborne 2 will be announced.
Well, you know the fans want it, right? Bloodborne is fantastic. PlayStation exclusive. It's a no-brainer to say, let's make a sequel, right?
But didn't the developer said he was like, wasn't making a sequel?
Well, the creator of the game, I think, has said no more Souls games, no more Bloodborne games. You know, that can always change with the right amount of money. But, yeah, I mean, that's kind of been out there for a little bit. So, you know, hard to say.
Are you a big Souls guy?
Me, no. It's not really for me that much. I wanted to pick up Dark Souls Remastered on the Switch. I probably still will, but they delayed it. So, like, what are you going to do? I think Bloodborne 2 is going to happen. I definitely agree.
Oh.
As Dave knows, I buy everything when it comes out. I can safely say I will not be picking up Dark Souls Remastered for the Switch. Like, that's a safe bet right there. That's a safe prediction right there.
Mark it down. June 3rd.
I'm not picking it up.
2018. Dan Robinson says he will not get Dark Souls for the Switch. Incorrect. He will own this game eventually by the end of the year.
Really? I'll take that back. Shake Shack. I'll take that Shake Shack.
Oh, now you're purposely not going to get the game. No, you'll get it.
I'll take that Shake Shack back.
It's going to go on sale for like $30 during the holiday season.
That's $30
and you're
too much.
Get it.
That's $30 too much. All right, my second prediction, sort of out there a little bit. I think Sony they see Nintendo putting out all these mini consoles. I think we would get a PlayStation 1 Classic Mini. That's 30. I don't know how many games, maybe 30 games, but PS1 is going to be a little mini PS1. I think they want to jump on the craze.
Thoughts on this, Dan? A cartridge gamer?
They would need a lot of third-party support for it, and I'm not sure they're willing to shell that out. Because you wouldn't be able to have that without, say, Final Fantasy VII and, Spyro, Crash.
Sure, Tekken, you know.
Yeah, there's so much important stuff, because that's what, Sony was all about, was cracking in those second and third parties. I think maybe, but there's too much that Sony doesn't own.
Well, what about Ridge Racer?
Ridge Racer was Namco.
It would still be on there.
Oh, sure.
I think the last one on 3DS. Has there been one since then? But
PS2. Yeah, I want to say there was one that
definitely
came
a
out for
PSP.
PS3. PSP probably.
Yeah, PS3. I even think Ridge Racer came out on Xbox.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
360. I think I have it for 360. So I think it's possible. I think they see the craze, and they want in.
Oh, people would buy it in an instant, you know. But it's a good point about getting all the third party guys on board, you know, because you need like a good 20, 30 games on there, and then you can push it out.
I didn't say it was going to be easy.
Okay.
I said they're going to make it happen. And my wild prediction. Dave, this is going to be my prediction every year. Okay, just mark it down. Until they actually do it, this is going to be my prediction every year. We're going to get a new portable from Sony. I don't know what they're going to call it. PSP 2, because they want to get rid of the name Vita. Maybe a Vita 2. Maybe a new name. But they will jump on the Switch craze and put out another portable. I think they're crazy enough to do it. I think they want to have 3 SKUs. They want to have the PlayStation 4/5, PSVR, and a portable. I think they'll do it. I think they're crazy enough to do it.
The audience can't see it right now, but I am furiously shaking my head back and forth.
It's been my prediction every year.
It's tradition at this point.
Yeah, I have to. I'm going to get it right one day.
It would be something totally different, though. They would need to make it a PS4, like, on the go, but you couldn't have those big discs in there, so it'd have to be like a PSP Go kind of thing, maybe?
Where you could just download them from the PlayStation Store and all that?
Yeah.
However How would they do? I don't know what the gimmick will be. Mm-hmm. But I'm saying they're gonna have a new portable.
Okay.
You could play PlayStation games on the go.
I will be shocked if they have an announcement about this.
I'm just saying.
All right.
I don't know what it's gonna be called. I don't know what the gimmick will be, what the shtick will be, but they're crazy enough to do it.
Okay.
Remember, they're a Japanese company, and handheld games are really popular in Japan.
Oh, I know. Everyone's got a handheld system. It's insane. Beyond just like a cell phone and all that. Like everyone's got some sort of handheld they're carrying around.
Yeah, because those games on the Sony phones, yeah, they're really going crazy right now. They're really blowing up, huh? Sure.
Well, all right. So those are some pretty good predictions. I'm just gonna kick it off and say, end of the conference for Sony, PS5 teaser trailer. It's time.
Do you mean like the Scorpio reveal where it was like super vague, like this is going to be rad, but see you next year?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they want to get the hype, right? It's already been like 5 years into this console generation. They're obviously, me and Dan here have talked about it at length, that they're definitely like in production. The R&D is in full force. It's just a matter of when. So Dan will tell you 2019. I'll tell you tease it out this year, and Christmas 2019, we're going to have a PS5.
I vehemently disagree. I say teased 2019
and a 2020
and a March 2020 release date.
Well, the analysts would agree with you. We still have a little bit more life in the system. We do have the pro versions of both consoles, so maybe they're going to try and ride that out. But I think that was really just a stopgap measure. They've already been out like a year and a half, almost 2 years, right?
Well, a year for Xbox One X.
Right. It's been almost 2
and
for
2
the
years
Pro.
for the Pro.
Right. We'll see. I am also predicting that they're going to have at least one new remaster announced for the system. It feels pretty safe. We had the Spyro announcement. We had Crash that did really well. I don't know, bring back like Siphon Filter. Who knows?
Well, just to clarify, you're not saying it will be maybe it'll be a first party game be remastered, but they will have a remastered. It could be even a third party announced in their conference.
Yes.
Okay.
100%.
All right.
100%. I feel like that's safe. And my third prediction in the kind of bold, wild pitch.
Oh my god.
Knack 3, baby.
Oh, get out of here.
Knack 3.
When did Knack 2
come on?
come out?
Knack is like their cornerstone.
Oh, shut up.
Was Knack 2 last year?
Yes.
Knack 2 was last year.
Yes. Knack 1 sucked. I'm sorry. I played it. It was free for PS Plus.
You just don't like the save states in Knack. That's
Knack 2 was so much better. It's too early. Knack 3, PS5 maybe, but no, it's not going to be announced.
I think it's going to be a launch title for PS5.
I think we'll get a new PSP game, a PSP system before we get Knack 3 at this conference.
All right.
I think you're wrong. I think Knack 3 actually is likely.
Right? I mean, it's what Knack is in house, right?
Third time's the charm kind of deal. I think they fixed a lot of the problems. I think it could happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's it's a cute, fun little like the mascot 3D platformer game. Beat 'em up. I mean, it's sold pretty well, I think.
Yeah. Yep. I think so.
Well, just before you get into your predictions, it sold well because there was nothing else to buy because it was the launch title for the PS4.
Sure.
And everyone was shocked that it got a sequel. But it was much better. I give him that. It was much better. I just think it's too early for Knack 3.
Interesting.
Yeah, as long as it's just the announcement, I think 2019 Knack 3.
Yeah, definitely.
First quarter, whatever.
Sure. All right. So what do you got, Dan, for the Sony picks?
I have the worst list ever because, as I said earlier, so like I have a PS4 Pro and I've been thinking about it. I've been thinking about this list, talking with you guys and whatnot. I have literally no predictions. Do you want to know my one prediction I had?
Sure.
I think you guys will like this because I forgot they already had this. I was going to say they're going to have a Game Pass. They have a Game Pass already. I didn't.
They do.
They have PS Now.
Well, You can
Go ahead.
always predict that they'll make PS Now cheaper.
I think there's a chance that could happen. That was like my only prediction for Sony, honestly, because we've already got Last of Us. We just got God of War. They've completed Uncharted +1. I don't know what else they have. I mean, Death Stranding, we're going to get information. I'm sure we'll get Shenmue information. Like, I don't know.
I forgot about Shenmue.
I feel like they're pretty good in step with what they're doing. And so I don't think there'll be anything really drastic. Maybe that teaser for the PS5. Excuse me. But yeah, I think they might play it safe.
Yeah, I mean, we do know that, Spider-Man's coming out, the Ghost of Tsushima is coming out. They have a lot of heavy hitters. The Last
Days
of Us,
Gone.
obviously. James Bond?
Dave's gone.
Oh, Days Gone. Yeah,
Days
yeah.
Gone.
Yeah, Days Gone. I mean, they have, like, big heavy hitters. People are going to want to see the footage from that. Here's some real in-game footage. Probably, live on stage and whatnot. Safe bets there. So, yeah.
There's not a lot. I mean, not a lot that it can improve on. I mean, the PS4 is just killing it right now.
They are.
Yeah.
They are most definitely winning this generation.
But I do think they may sort of to compete with Game Pass, sort of, because remember PS Now, PlayStation Now is just like a streaming service that you don't download it to your console like you do Games Pass. But I do agree that they may change the pricing because the pricing is ridiculous.
It's a little high, yeah.
It's definitely high.
Yeah.
How much
they
is it?
compete.
Do you
They
guys
need to
know?
be. Oh, it's like
I didn't even know it existed until literally last night when I was playing my PS4.
I think it's like maybe like $15 a month or something, and it's like
Yeah.
$40 for 3 months, something along those lines.
So you save a couple bucks, but I think like $10 would be great.
They have to make it $10. They have to make it competitive.
Because Game Pass is $10 a month, and Microsoft, in their desperation, has been putting every big title on it, like right away.
Yeah.
You can get State of Decay 2, like for $10.
I mean, it's really all they have, right? There's no big new games that are out that they can kind of bolster the system with. So they're like, you can play all these great games for a low price.
Yeah, and that's it's going to be part of my predictions in the next segment here. But yeah, I don't think Sony needs it as much. So I think maybe they'll alter that PS Now to be a little more competitive, but I don't think they need it.
Well, as a side note, one of my predictions that I didn't post is I think they need to do this, and I think they will do this. If they want PSVR to be a thing, they need to add a free PSVR game every month to PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, that's fair.
Since they're going to stop giving PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Vita games next March.
Something's got to supplement that, yeah.
Something has to supplement that. And if they give 2 PSVR games, that'll give me a reason to dust off my PSVR. Right? Because how many times can I play Resident Evil, which I don't play, in VR, or a tank game and a mech game,
Star Trek or whatever.
Star Trek, right? So you need to give me some easy games. You need to give me some free games to play. Entice me to put on the stupid headset with all the wires.
All right. Well, we did mention Xbox. So speaking of that, let's get into your predictions.
So I think this is the safest bet. I got Gears. It's a two-parter. I got Gears of War 5 announced, and it's coming out this year. This will be their big fall game. I know we got Gears of War 4 in 2016. People like the story, right? And they say they love it. They liked it. They wanted to. The biggest complaint was they wanted to play as Marcus Phoenix more, not his son.
Right.
Don't know we'll get that, but we will come. It will be coming out this year.
Well, we did get some news. I think yesterday,
Yeah.
about Gears of War, but you had this prediction in before.
I can't waffle. I can't change it.
So we do know that there's like 3 new Gears of War products coming out, but we don't know when, right?
Well, the sort of rumor was yesterday there was going to be a Gears of War did announce, but they don't know if it's going to come out this year or next year. Probably next year because they announced Halo. They say Halo will be coming out this year, and there will be a Gears of War tactics game and Gears of War for like a battle royale. So, but I'm not gonna waffle. I've had this pick for a month, and I'm gonna stick with it. 2-year turnaround from Gears of War 4 to Gears of War 5. Were you a big Gears of War fan, Dan?
You know, I loved the first one. That co-op was pretty groundbreaking, I felt at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then about the age that I was when Gears of War 2 came out, I thought I was too cool, I guess, for like how stupid that game is. But it wasn't until I was older that I was like, oh, it's all like satire. It's stupid on purpose. Like it's playing everything to the rafters. It's super funny. Like all the, like everybody's so burly and ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
It's not taking itself too seriously at all. It's telling a pretty decent story, but like everything is almost tongue in cheek. So I think I was always wrong about Gears of War.
You got to go back, man. I have to say the multiplayer in Gears of War 4 is fantastic. I got a group of friends I play with every now and again, and there'll be like 5 or 6 of us on. We'll do like the head-to-head and whatever. It's so much fun.
I'm a huge Gears of War fan. Okay, like I love Gears. It's my favorite
first-person shooter genre.
No, it's my favorite Xbox sort of like franchise.
Oh,
I love Gears of War more than I love Halo, and I think I'm the only person on the planet that like Judgment. So I'm a big fan. So it is the Uncharted series for me for Microsoft. That's me. That's how much I love Gears of War. I love Marcus Phoenix. I don't want to play as his son anymore. I want to play as old man Marcus Phoenix. That's what I want to do. So, well, speaking of Halo, my second prediction is Halo 6 will not be coming out in 2018. They probably will announce it, but I don't think they want to put it out this year. Gears is going to come out this year. Maybe Halo 6 will come out on its own. They don't want to put Halo 6 in the middle of we got Battlefield, we got Red Dead, we got Spider-Man coming out in the fall, I'm missing Call of Duty, Pokemon.
You don't think Halo can handle?
I don't think they want to.
Because next year it's going to be just as bad.
They don't want to stack the deck against it. I think they want Halo to come out by itself. That is the game to buy that month by itself. Halo month, maybe sometime in the spring. But my prediction is it will not come out in 2018.
Interesting.
Any thoughts? Am I wrong? Tell me how right I am.
Oh, I think you're super wrong, but that's just me. I think Microsoft
Dan,
still needs Halo, and Halo 5 was 2014.
I think 15. I want to say possibly 14. Yeah.
And we are approaching at the end of the Halo cycle. So Halos 1, 2, and 3 came out 3 years apart, except for Reach, and 4 came out 2 years apart. So I'm thinking it's this year.
I'm not saying if they put out a Halo game, it could be like an ODST type of Halo game, like a side story. Halo 6, the mainline game, I predict will not come out in 2018.
I think we're.
I gotta go bold. Gotta go bold, man. I'm reaching. I'm out there.
I am definitely in agreement that Dan Robinson over here is incorrect. I think it's going to be a flip flop. Halo this year, and then Gears of War next year. Space them out in that respect. But I could be wrong. I have been wrong before.
I think they want to put out Gears to go against Red Dead. I don't think they want to put, and they can live with that. But I don't think they want to put Halo up to go against Red Dead. Red Dead is going to be like big for the fall, all the fall. Everyone's going to love it.
Okay. And your final prediction, Dan?
And my final prediction is, I think they'll announce an Elite Controller 2.
Yeah.
I love my Elite Controller. It needs to have a rechargeable battery. And they'll switch it up a little bit, maybe where you can customize it. Because you can customize all the Xbox controllers. I forget. Right, I think they'll do something like that, and it definitely needs a rechargeable battery. I don't know what else they could actually change. Maybe they'll change the button format a little bit, but
maybe make it a little more ergonomic and whatnot. Update the design.
Yeah, better grips on the handle. But I definitely think that it's time for Elite Controller 2.
Yeah, that's fair. It's such a nice controller too. So.
Oh, I mean, it's heaven. It's like you're driving a Lamborghini.
The Lamborghini in your hand? No.
Yeah, it's perfect.
I would love an Elite Controller stand as a side note. Like a special stand that was like for the Elite Controller.
Sure. Something to kind of show it off. Yeah.
That's what I would love. All right, Dave, you're next.
All right. So I said it last year. I'm saying it again this year. Microsoft will show VR, virtual reality, or AR, augmented reality tech. I mean, my personal feeling is Microsoft needs to get into the game. You know, we did see that they have the $300 headset, VR headset thing, trying to compete with, Oculus and PSVR and whatnot. No real announcement about integration with Xbox and all that. The Microsoft HoloLens we haven't heard about for a while, but I feel like the longer they wait, the harder it's going to be for them to get into that space, and Sony's just going to dominate like year after year, you know?
Well, to be clear, again, you're not saying this will be like an Xbox branded headset, but they have support for the Microsoft
compatible with.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, so it could be like a PC thing that like hooks up or whatever or something like that, but you'll be able to use it with your Xbox. Yeah, I think that's. I want to say it's a pretty safe prediction, but we haven't heard anything out of the Microsoft camp or the Xbox camp. So,
just for the horsepower under the hood, I think they would say it's Xbox One X compatible.
Mm-hmm.
Right, where you can hook it up. You have to have an Xbox One X.
Right.
I just don't think Microsoft cares about it. I mean, I don't think they care to make it part of the console. Maybe in the next console, Xbox One X2.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think for this generation they care about it. I mean, we saw AR with Minecraft, and we heard nothing else since.
I know, but it feels like the right time, though, right? You know, why would they not get into it? I don't know.
I think that's a big maybe.
All right.
Well, before we get, Dan, do you have PSVR? Are you in the VR at all?
No, I almost jumped on it when they had like that price drop over Christmas, but I couldn't bring myself to do it. I played it at I was at a GameStop and the PlayStation guy was setting up a demo and no one else was there. So like I got to play each game he had because there was no one else there. And I'm like super on board with it. I just haven't bitten the bullet yet.
Mm-hmm. Is it like the games lineup that doesn't entice you, or is it like the price point, or
it's not crazy expensive. It doesn't have anything. It's like I heard Doom is cool on it. It's like, do I want to play that or Skyrim, or I guess there isn't anything really that I want to play. I want to play things like the battle zone that's on it feels like you're in Tron. That's all I want to do. So I don't know if I'm the market for it.
You a Star Trek fan at all, or
what's up?
Are you a Star Trek fan at all?
Yeah,
because the bridge commander is bananas.
You love that game,
right? You're on the deck, right? You can play as play as Picard, like as like the commander. You can be the operations guy, the weapons guy, the navigation guy. It's super cool.
You love that game, man. I tell you.
Yeah, it's great. It's a really good experience because like they have the whole like it's recreated like so nicely. Like they have the original set from the original Star Trek that you can play as, and then they also have the new deck of the I guess like Discovery or whatever the new Star Trek series is. They have that, and they just announced a couple weeks ago that they're going to be doing Enterprise, which is fantastic.
Are you a Trekkie, Dave?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I think that actually is really cool. I haven't heard much. Haven't heard a lot of buzz about that.
Mm-hmm.
You'd think they would have pushed it because Star Trek Beyond came out last year,
right? Yeah. I mean, I would say this: if you are going to jump into it, you do need like you need to get a crew of friends together. If you can get like 3 other people to play with, it makes it all the better.
But now you don't need PSVR to actually play. You can play on a regular PS4.
Yeah.
And you can play with the AI, but it's just not as fun, when you get into those tight situations and your friend is goofing off and you're like, no, put up the shields, put the shields.
That happens all the time. Someone's always slacking.
That's pretty awesome. I haven't heard a lot about that. So that is pretty cool. I'm going to look into that.
Yeah.
All right, Dave, next prediction.
All right. So I got 2 more predictions here. I'm going to say Microsoft is going to have we talked about it in the news for a little bit. Microsoft is saying they're committed to first-party games. They're hiring a bunch of new people to get them on board, to create these games, to get studios involved. I think they're going to be heavy on first-party games, exclusive games. They're going to have a big trailer montage. Here's all our new first-party games that are coming out. You can only play on Xbox.
Well, to be fair, again, to clarify, I mean, we did talk about this before the show. It's not even if they even have, because they've recently hired someone to, be the head of like their first-party division and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So they may not even have trailers of all the first-party games that are going to come out, but maybe a montage of games that they already have with the new Halo teaser or Gears teaser, which we know they're going to have.
Sprinkle that in, yeah.
And they're going to say they're focused on bringing, great first-party games. Like the messaging would be bringing, we want to bring first-party games to Xbox, and it's coming soon. Stick with us, blah blah blah, type of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then my final prediction: Crackdown finally going to get a release date. It has to.
I was just gonna say, I think that's probably 100%. You think it's this year?
I'm not sure.
Feet to the fire, Dave. Is it this year?
Early 2019. Christmas 2.
Wow.
Christmas 2.
Push back?
Yeah. Spring 2019. Christmas 2.
Come on, you don't think Crackdown can survive Pokemon, Red Dead, Call of Duty?
I think it can.
Spider-Man?
I just don't think it's ready. I don't think it's ready.
Okay. I think you're wrong. I think it's coming out this year. It has to come out this year.
All right.
Dan, what are your Microsoft predictions?
So I think we're getting Halo 6 this year. I think that it'll be revealed. I think it's been too long. Like I said with the first segment there, we are at the end of the previous Halo cycles of 3 years. So I think it'll be a full Halo 6. And I think hopefully they launch a little more prepared than Halo 5 was. But,
right. They had matchmaking issues up the wazoo.
What do you think we're going to play as Spartan Locke at all?
Unfortunately, he is tied in there.
Not a fan.
He's the new Arbiter, so he's in there.
Yeah. No, I'm Master Chief all the way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You have to play as Master Chief. Although Halo Reach is my favorite Halo, so I was okay playing with Noble Six on that. So I think that it'll have a battle royale mode for sure of some kind. And yeah, it'll be out. I think it'll be out this year. They usually launch in the fall. We'll see how that goes.
Right. I'm with you on that. I mean, I think everything kind of matches up with what you said, how they normally release the Halo games. Even if there is a new system on the horizon, I bet they'll do like a remaster for the Xbox 2 or whatever it is, just to kind of get more money out of it.
It's too big a banner for them not to have had in a while. Like they still feature Halo 5 on like marketing and stuff, and that game's 3 years old. Yeah.
I think Battle Royale is going to come into every single game known to man.
Yeah. I mean, it's the new hotness.
Yep. I will say that Halo 5 is, if not for Halo Reach's story, it is my favorite Halo. They really supported it really well, and I hope they do that again with Halo 6. It'll sell me another Xbox One.
Nice.
I'm a big Halo guy, so
I can tell. I can tell. You really want Halo to come out this year.
You know what? That's a good way to put it. I want that to happen. So
I'll tell you tell you a quick little side story, and then we'll get into the rest of the predictions. But back when I was in college, my friend Joe got an Xbox, all right, and he got Halo with it. And we'd all come over on Thursday nights. We get drunk, and we play Halo. Because we had a good network at our school, and we found some other people who had Xboxes. So we get 8, sometimes 16 people going. It's so good.
Yeah, there's nothing like that. There's nothing like an old LAN party with that. So my last two predictions are a little. I think we're gonna get, first off, I think we're gonna see $100 Xbox on the market. If not $100, $150. I think they're just going to shoot for the fences. They're behind and they know it. There's going to be a really inexpensive Xbox One S style, and then the X. I think there'll be a price drop on both.
Wow. I think
they're going to try to
S.
Sega Genesis it and undercut as much as they can and get these products into houses.
I can see an Xbox One S price drop.
It's certainly a good idea, you know.
I just can't see the X getting a big price drop. Maybe $50.
Yeah.
But I can't see the X getting a really big
Well,
one.
what is the S at right now? Is it 200?
It's either 200 or 250.
200, 250.
I guess I could look that up. So
No, it's
I can see $159.99 for the S during the holiday season.
it looks like it's at 250. So
yeah.
I think it'll be sub 200 for sure.
Right. And to like parents, you know, they're going in, I want to get a kid a Christmas gift and whatnot. They want a gaming system. You can spend $300 and get a PlayStation 4, or you could spend like $160 or like $100 and get.
Well, no, you get a PS4 Slim probably for like $250 too.
Right. But like even still, this is like the cheapest of all of them, right? It's a current gen system. You know, it plays all the games. You know, why not?
Mm-hmm. And I think there will also be a push kind of tied into that the Xbox One S and X both play the 4K Blu-rays. The PS4 Pro does not. I don't think they've talked about that, but I think there'll be a push inside of that.
Sure.
That is true.
That is a good point.
Yeah, but nobody who really watches Blu-rays anymore.
I do.
Really?
Uh-huh.
You buy Blu-rays?
Yeah.
Really?
You have not seen the bottom of my video game shelf.
Wait. Spoiler. Really?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You buy Blu-rays?
Uh-huh.
I just bought some Blu-rays, honestly. It would mean a lot to me.
See? This man's got a VHS collection over here. He knows.
Listen, I still have all my VHS tapes, so I feel you on that. Mm-hmm. Digital future is coming, and I think I've already got it for. I got it for music. I stopped buying CDs.
Sure.
But I am all on board for movies.
I understand it's the smarter move, right? Because you can technically, potentially watch your digital download anywhere, right? But that's never the case, right? Whenever I want to go on to like Netflix or Hulu or Amazon Prime to watch a movie, they never have it, right? It's like a Murphy's Law. So if I can just go to my shelf, say I want to watch Quantum of Solace, I have it on Blu-ray, boom.
It's funny that you say Quantum Solace because I do have Quantum Solace.
See,
Blu-ray.
there you go.
I got it when it first came out, though.
So you go. It's a classic movie.
So there's one more big point about the 4K.
Mm-hmm.
With 4K and the TVs are becoming a lot more prevalent, and there's not to be political at all, but all the talk of net neutrality and all that.
Right.
You're never going to be able to stream a 4K movie. They're way too big, and downloading them is also they're such a big file. So I think that the 4K Ultra HD physical format is going to survive.
I'm with you on that. Like anytime you try and stream a 4K movie, it's going to be compressed, right? Because they got to make sure that it's able to run smoothly, right? So you're going to get a little bit of a hit there. So, yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah, I had one last Microsoft.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay.
And we actually kind of touched on this, so it'll be quick. I think that Microsoft, there's a good chance they're going to play a Me Too. And so we're going to see if, like you said, if not their own VR headset, support for a third party one directly. They're going to partner with somebody. And I think there's a chance we're going to get some kind of Switch knockoff, some kind of Xbox Surface or something.
Whoa.
Interesting.
That's the wild horse right there.
I'll tell you this, if they put it out, me and Dan will be first in line to buy it.
I think it's a decent idea. You pair that with Game Pass, and that's not a bad idea.
Well, I can see Game Pass. You could play your Xbox games on your Surface or on your PC or anything. I don't think they'll come out with a handheld. I could see them having Oculus support, right? Because Oculus comes with like an Xbox controller.
It does, yeah.
Even though there's some issues with Oculus and Facebook and that lawsuit and stuff. They actually lost the lawsuit. They're in appeal. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. If they want Games Pass to be a thing, they're going to put Games Pass on other things other than console. Put it on the Surface, put it on the PC. I could see that. Just like PlayStation Now used to be on every Sony TV.
And then they ended up pulling support for some reason.
Which was idiotic. They should have kept it. They should have kept that. I mean, I test run PlayStation Now on my actual Sony TV when I first got it, like 2 years ago. Well, my old one, because now I got a 60-inch.
Right.
So, anyway. I thought it was a good prediction. I like that prediction. I agree with that one. In parts of it, I think Games Pass will be, like, on your Surface. They'll do a big marketing push for that. All right, let's get into Nintendo predictions. Save the best for last.
Yeah, this is a big one.
I think you're gonna like my first prediction. I want to say this is a safe bet because I think this is a no-brainer, but you never know. Nintendo will announce Metroid Prime Collection coming out for the Switch this year. We are not getting Metroid Prime 4, so to hold us over, we'll get the collection this year.
Yeah, like the Nathan Drake collection.
Nathan Drake, Master Chief, Metroid Prime.
Well, I mean, it's smart, right? You get people hyped up, like, hey, you remember Metroid? Like, this franchise is awesome. It's coming to the Switch, and now you can play, like, the first 3 Prime games, which are amazing.
And I'll be honest, I only played Metroid Prime 1. I didn't play 2 or 3.
Well, there you go. See? Dan Robinson definitely wants his prediction to be true.
I do, because I definitely want to play I want to beat 1 and play the second and third. Were you a big Metroid Prime fan, Dan?
Oh, yeah. For sure. I've got all 3 of them, and then I've got the collection as well.
Yes, I have the
Metroid
trilogy
Prime
on the Wii.
2
Nice.
is tied with Zero Mission, my favorite Metroid game.
Ah, see, I was going to ask what your favorite is.
Yeah,
Zero Mission's great.
Prime 2 is so weird and dark and cool, and then Zero Mission. So
Yeah.
All right, so my second prediction has been, I've had it up for a while, so I don't care what the leaks are, the rumors are, because it hasn't been announced. And I called it. I said, and this is a safe bet, we will get an N64 Classic Mini coming out this year.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a guarantee. This is a slow ball over the plate, right down the middle, knock it out of the park.
Yeah, but that controller though.
I mean, it's going to be just as big, if not bigger, than the N64 Mini. Funny enough.
Were you a big N64 fan?
yeah, I grew up with one. We actually were more of a PlayStation house. We went from Super Nintendo. We had the N64 and the PlayStation, but no one else in my house wanted to play the 64 except for me.
Oh, right.
So about that prediction, do you think they're going to be able to get that rare third-party support? It'll be a tough sell with no, Banjo, potentially Conker's, GoldenEye, or Perfect Dark.
Right, like half of their games are like rare developed games.
As a side note, if you listen to last week's episode, when we put the games that we would want to see on N64 Mini, that this mythical creature system, because it's all rumors.
It's fair to call it, yeah. I
think Phil Spencer is going to play nice with Nintendo. I mean, we could already see Master Chief on the Switch in Minecraft. I think Phil Spencer will work out a deal where he says, "Listen, you know what? You can put these on your little mini console. I give up the copyright for GoldenEye. So we can keep that, and we can put out a new GoldenEye game.
It'd be a little like goodwill across the board, right? It's not that far fetched.
You know what? If they gave him a cut, I really could see that. If they paid him some sort of licensing,
yeah. I mean that's
gonna sell. It's gonna sell so freaking good.
You can't have a mini without the rare games. Right? The N64 Mini without the rare games. At least like 2 or 3.
Yeah, it would be like half the games on the Mini. All the Banjo games, Donkey Kong, the GoldenEye, Perfect Dark. I mean, that's at least 6-7 games right there.
So the big problem I see with the 64 Classic would be the controllers. I mean, it's impossible. It was like close to impossible to find the classic controllers for, NES and Super Nintendo, but you'd need 4.
Yeah. Yeah. How else are you going to play Mario Kart or Star Fox?
There's no freaking way it would come with 4.
It's going to come with 1, and they're going to be full size. They're going to be bigger than the Mini.
Oh, they have to, yeah.
And they're gonna sell it separate. Sell the controller separately for like $15.
I could see it coming with 2. The Super Nintendo came with 2.
But
that's true. It did, yeah.
That's true. But the controller is going to be regular size to fit in a small box. 2 of them would be virtually impossible. It would need to be a bigger box.
Right.
I'm okay with that.
I think they want to keep it small, compact, 1 controller. They probably sell it bundles,
right,
with 2 controllers, but it'd be 1 controller, and they'll have a steady supply of other controllers for $15.
It'd be cool to see the fantastic ones for it, though.
Oh, right, the grape and the lime and all that.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I'm going to add a little addendum to your prediction. Do you think there'll be a Game Boy?
I mean, we did talk a couple months ago maybe, that there was a patent that was filed for like a portable Game Boy or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And, suspect that, maybe they're going to put out a Mini, which maybe they'll do both this year, N64 and Game Boy, double drop.
I don't think so, because we're still getting 2DSs, right? I'm going to buy that Link 2DS. Right, I gotta buy a Hyrule Shield 2DS. I gotta buy that.
All right.
They're putting out the NES Classic again this summer.
Right. Good point.
And they're gonna put out. I'm sure they're gonna have SNES Classics out again.
So it's going to be too much competition, right?
Well, it's not even competition. Like they can't manufacture everything.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
It's gonna be the same board for the N64, right? Because the NES and the Super NES have the same board.
Right.
So it just makes sense that this would be the same board, and they already promised the NES. So I just think they're going to focus on that. Maybe the Game Boy next year.
Right.
And then that's it. That's it. No more minis.
Well, that's the last cartridge system, unless you count the DS.
Yeah, it'll be Virtual Console right after that. Right.
Maybe
that they're going to push.
Well,
Nintendo Online.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that point too, because they're putting these out. And there's high nostalgia for them and whatnot. Once you start getting edging up against the current console, it's oh, my 3DS still works. My DS still works. But
so, in my final prediction, we already know Smash Brothers is coming out. We hope it's Smash 5. I know Dave is it has to be Smash 5. It can't be a port. Right?
Well, it is. I mean, we know it's Smash 5.
Well, we don't know if it's Smash 5. We know it's just a new Smash game. Yeah, hopefully it's Smash 5.
Okay.
I say Ninja Turtles will be playable in Smash.
So you want Leo, Don, Raph, and Michelangelo.
At least one Ninja Turtle, if not all 4, would be playable characters in Smash. In Smash Brothers.
Interesting.
I don't think so. They were in Injustice.
They were in Justice.
I can't see them double dipping like that. I can't see Nintendo going for that.
Because they probably have the contracts and there's the whole legal thing.
Listen, Nintendo and Nickelodeon, they're working well together, right? So I think I can see Ninja Turtles.
Ooh, they did do that.
Remember, the new Ninja Turtle cartoon is more cartoony, right? And everyone hates the art style of the new Ninja Turtles that are out on Nickelodeon.
Right.
I think those style turtles will be in Smash Brothers to promote the TV show.
Maybe. So, okay.
I'm out on the limb.
So I'm going to get into my predictions, which obviously these are all true. Come on. I'm going to get a perfect score in the predictions. Let me tell you. Although I'm going to lose a point. Mainline Pokemon game in 2018, which we now know is not true, right? Because they already announced the Pokemon Go tie-in game or whatever it is. They have the Eevee version, they have the Pikachu version, and they said mainline Pokemon game is most likely going to be 2019. But I had this prediction in before everything like all this news came out, right? So to be fair, I left this in there. This is definitely not true, but there it is. Yeah. Are you you big into Pokemon at all, Dan? Is that your jam?
From the beginning, the very
Really?
beginning. A local station of mine carried Pokemon before, what was it, WB picked it up? They only had the first 12 episodes.
Yeah. You're
I've been
in for
watching
the
it
beginning
since
with
the
Ash
very
and all
beginning
that.
over here.
Oh, wow. Nice. Yeah, I mean, I own a good couple of Pokemon games, They're they're pretty fantastic. I mean, I can't believe that they keep, like, year after year, they keep coming out with either a remaster or a brand new version, and each game sells more than the last.
Listen, don't sell yourself short.
Mm-hmm.
They may, we know we're getting Pokemon Eevee and Pikachu coming
Right.
out, right? They may sort of announce mainline Pokemon game coming next year. So it may not be a trailer or anything, but you can modify. I'll let you modify your pick.
No. I put that prediction in. I am keeping that prediction. That prediction is wrong. Obviously, mainline Pokemon game now, 2019. Is it spring? Is it fall? That's the question.
Well, there's another caveat to that. I still think there's a good chance there's another remake on 3DS coming.
Interesting. Maybe like a black-white remake or a Alpha Sapphire remake?
We're at Gen 4, so it'd be Diamond and Pearl.
It'd be Diamond and Pearl, yeah.
Yeah, that's a safe bet too.
Okay. My second prediction, online service to launch alongside Smash 5, which it's going to be Smash 5.
Safe. Mm-hmm. And you know what? I'll throw you a bone. Mm-hmm. All right. And they're not gonna come out the same time, like the same day.
Right.
But if they come out a week to 2 weeks apart, I'll still give it to you.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, they may have some online snafus and whatnot, or delays or this and that. So yeah, I'll give it like a week, 2 week window.
Smash 5. You wish it's 5. You hope it's 5. I pray it's 5. Will come out first, and then the online service will come out after it.
Right.
They would have to do it that way. They can't do it the other way around.
I think so. Right. Get the game out there, and then they can put like patches out or whatever if there's any issues, and then boom, online service. And my final prediction: Prime 4 game footage. They're gonna have a guy on stage with a controller, hopefully, kind of running through.
But they're not gonna do a press conference.
Well, right.
You mean like how they did Breath of the Wild on a Wii U? They just sat in front of a 60-inch TV and started playing.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna get some legit footage, which means if they do that, I feel like this is gonna come out Christmas too. It's gonna come out spring 2019. So yeah, so those are my Nintendo predictions. I'm already what is it?
Down one.
I'm already down one right now.
Don't count yourself out. I think they could still announce a main line, right? They can mention it, right, coming next year, and I still give you the point.
All right.
All right, am I up?
You're up. You're a big Nintendo fan. That's why we left this last. I knew you would have a lot of Nintendo predictions.
Yeah, my original one had like 6. So I'm gonna head this off with what I want to see most, and I would love to see. They've come out and said it's all going to be PS4 exclusives. They continue to be, but I think they're lying. I think we're going to get a lot of, I'm hoping, announcement of modern Sega stuff. So those Yakuza remasters, maybe. Persona 5, whatever the Persona 5 Crimson, or whatever they're going to call it. Coming out on Switch, that kind of thing. I think it's likely, and I would very much like it to happen.
I am with you 100% on please make this happen.
But I am not with you. The Persona will not come to the Switch. The Yakuza games definitely won't come to the Switch.
You don't think so?
No way, no how.
Wow. Nah, I think they can do it. I mean, they're already doing the remasters of like 3, 4, and 5.
Super Monkey Ball will come to the Switch
before
Yakuza and Persona will come to the Switch.
Right.
Maybe a spin-off, but not like a mainline Persona game.
I mean, sure. I mean, it's going to be a lot of work, and it's got to be built for the system, and there's definitely that a lot. there's definitely a lot that goes into it. The market is there though, right? Like people want this.
Yeah, and I think the Switch has been a little RPG starved. Not crazy, but it needs a name brand JRPG hanging out there. We are getting Octopath Traveler, but I really do think it could be a Vita situation for Persona 5, where they got Persona 4 Golden. I think it could be Persona 5 Scarlet or Crimson or something. And since the Vita is basically dead, they are getting the 2 Dancing All Night sequels. I could see them start migrating stuff to the Switch.
Or maybe I could see maybe like a dancing Persona, but no mainline Persona game. A side story, a fighting game, even the Persona fighting game, a rhythm dance game Persona, but not a mainline Persona game.
Well, Persona Q2 will be coming out, of course. But I mean, Shin Megami Tensei 4 did pretty well. We are getting 5. I'm going to hedge my bets on it, on Persona. It's so popular, and my theory on a lot of these is that no big company expected the Switch to be what it is, and that's why we started off with ports and everything.
Right. And there was just kind of limited.
True. 100% true on that. They had no confidence.
Right. And like the only company that really like was like all in was like Ubisoft, because you know them and Nintendo they're like
always
in bed
all
together.
in.
Yeah. And now everyone's coming to the table, right? 2K scrambling, EA scrambling. Bethesda's now finally on board.
That was another thing. That's a side one. I was really hoping Fallout 76 was Fallout 3 anniversary for modern systems, including Switch. That was my dream when they started doing that.
Yeah. It's about time, too. It's been like 10 years, I think, almost.
Yeah. I would gladly. I would give them $60 today for that.
Hankering to shoot down some rad scorpions?
Yep.
Is that another Fallout 3. Is that okay. Another prediction?
So I won't tie us up a bunch. I got ruined by potential leaks. I think Dragon Ball Fighter Z is a guarantee.
Oh, that's 1,000% happening.
Yeah, that was like the first one I came up with, and then like there was that leak. The other one, of course, is Fortnite, because that's running on toasters basically. So
that's another 1,000%.
Right?
Yeah, it
if
was
you can
a
play
little
it on
more
your iPhone 4S.
It was a little more wild before all that happened, but now that's gonna happen.
Right. Now, do you think if they bring Fighter Z to the Switch, is there a possibility of a Smash Goku crossover?
Oh,
because we all want it.
But I don't know. They do have. There's been a lot of Nintendo Dragon Ball stuff. I mean, even all the way back to the Game Boy Advance with Legacy of Goku 1 and 2. They've had a lot of exclusives.
Yeah.
I've got 2 good ones here, so I'm going to tie up with. I think we're going to see a lot of, because the Virtual Console sort of doesn't exist. And I know they've already announced that the Sega Ages, hopefully those are like the ones on the 3DS. The Sega ports on the 3DS are amazing. And I'm hoping they're that high quality. But I think they're going to, several companies are going to announce collections. Like the SNK collection, I think we'll get 2, if not 3 more announced.
Interesting. With like a full physical release and all that.
Yeah, like the Mega Man collections, like the SNK. My dream is a Mega Man 0 and a Mega Man Legends.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Wait, you like the Legends series?
I did a post 2 days ago on Instagram. Mega Man Legends, the first one, is my favorite PlayStation game. I love it so much.
Yeah, that goes for a pretty penny now, right?
Oh, they've come down because they are finally available on the PS4.
Right.
Mega Man Legends 2 is only like $30 now.
Oh, that's not that bad.
Yeah.
Not that bad.
Yeah, I got Mega Man Legends.
Okay, so I'm going to throw out one more argument here. I think, and this ties into what I said about third-party Square announcing something, some form of Kingdom Hearts 3, potentially a collection. I think
Switch.
Square wants to get in on that, and I think Octopath. So maybe this isn't after E3. Maybe I'm wrong. but I think Square wants in on it. I could see Kingdom Hearts coming to Switch.
Interesting. Yeah, because I mean, I think you mentioned before that it's coming to Xbox, right?
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming to Xbox One. So
Right. So it is kind of cross-platform. Sony doesn't have the exclusive anymore. It makes sense. Nintendo is the kid-friendly, cutesy platform. If I could play as like Goofy and Sora like on the go,
Well, look,
I'll sign up.
I mean, listen, Spyro and Crash, right? They originally came out. All the first 3 games originally came out on PlayStation, right? And now they're multi-platform,
Yeah.
right? I can see the same thing with Kingdom Hearts,
Yeah.
right?
yeah,
And even Final Fantasy VII, I think there were rumblings about it's not a Sony exclusive anymore. The remake,
Oh,
when it actually
interesting.
does come out in 2025.
Yeah.
It'll come out multi-plat.
Right.
I think it's too expensive for them to be just PS4. So yeah,
Trying to get some of that development money back.
yep.
Yeah.
I think that's why 13 was a multi-plat.
Right.
So expensive.
I know. All right. So that wraps up our E3 predictions. One more thing before we let you go. We do this with all our guests. We need to know, it's a burning question, favorite Super Mario Brothers game. Super Mario Brothers 3 or Super Mario Brothers World? Go.
Okay, loaded question. So first of all, we got to launch Super Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
So Super Mario World is my favorite Super Mario game.
Woo! Oh, I'm hurt.
I can come in with this
hurt.
one. Get this. So I was young enough that my parents thought I wouldn't remember, but I was with them when they bought my family the launch Christmas Super Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
I have like vague baby memories of that. So like, I don't know, just something about it. Super Mario World, I think about it all the time. Like,
Yeah.
it's one of those games where I have to like try not to play it.
Right. It is a fantastic game. Do not get me wrong. I personally feel Mario 3 was more innovative. It broke ground. It gave you the overworld, all the cool new superpowers. It introduced the Koopa Kids.
And Super
And
Mario
it
World
gave
was
you,
still
and we
better.
don't think about it a lot now. It has diagonal like scrolling.
Sure.
It's
Yeah, it's
amazing to think about, and like just to look at on the NES when the first level when you fly up diagonally, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So
Push the hardware so much.
And we
Yeah.
got Yoshi. We got to actually ride Yoshi.
In Super Mario World finally,
Yeah.
yeah, which was I loved it.
And look, both games, Super Mario Brothers 3 and Super Mario World, great games. I love Super Mario Brothers 3. All right, I have nostalgia strings for it too. Like I had it when it first came out. Super Mario World is just better. I'm sorry.
All right.
Score 1 for the world.
but I'll throw a
So-
stick in there, you guys. I go back to Super Mario 2 the most on NES. So
Also good, yeah. Also good.
That game gives me nightmares.
yeah, it's so
Yes.
hard and weird.
Oh yeah, it was so hard. Well, trying to beat it as a 5-year-old.
Yeah,
Come
right?
on.
It's very tough. So, Dan, a cartridge gamer. Where can people find you online?
Sure. So nice, even branding here. I am at a cartridge gamer on Twitter, Instagram, and then youtube.com/a cartridge gamer. YouTube's every single day. Not YouTube. Instagram's every single day. Twitter is as often as I think of weird things to say. YouTube is going to be once a week again, starting very soon.
Mm-hmm. Well, fantastic. We implore you guys to check him out. He's got great content on there. Give him a like, follow, do all that good stuff. And we want to thank you guys for sticking with us, for being good fans, doing all the things that you guys do, showing the love. If you want to interact with us, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google+, YouTube, and Vero at Rated G for Gamers. You can always email us at info@ratedgforgamers.com. So please like, listen, subscribe, and as always,
Keep gaming.